Hey guys, Matt, Straight Race Cards here, and I am getting back from a much needed little summer vacation with the family. We went to South Carolina to go to the beach with my in-laws, and it was great. I would not call that trip restful, but it was just an amazing time. We had 9 kids under the age of 8, all in one house for a week. So much fun, so many laughs between the cousins and just playing on the beach. Such a great time just to be with family and enjoy a lot of laughter, a lot of noise. So definitely excited and grateful to be back home. But in the meantime, wanted to share with you a video of kind of what's been going on in my world, and then share some cards as well. So while we were at the beach, I was funny because I was thinking about, oh, I need to get a video out, and I had made a little video, 3-minute video sharing a little pickups along the way. But then as I thought about it, I was like, you know what? This is vacation. I don't need to put out a video just to put out a video. The whole point of this channel is to, use cards as a way to find meaning and purpose, and there's intentionality there. And I think just putting out a video just because would really defeat the whole purpose. And so anyways, long story short, wanted to make another video just to spend some more time with some more intentional thoughts here. And so as I was at the beach, my 5-year-old son was a couple days in, and my mother-in-law had told him about the South Carolina state shell, which is I think it's called I've got on my notes here, the lettered olive shell. I've actually got one right here, the lettered olive shell. And he saw the shell, and my mother-in-law explained to him that it's the state shell for South Carolina, and he was just captivated by it. So he spent the rest of his beach trip going back and looking for these shells in the water. And it was really fun to help him find these shells. He found a ton, so he was just over the moon excited. And then fever caught amongst the cousins, and a few of them ended up finding some as well. And so I came home from the beach one afternoon to see this table all just strewn out with shells everywhere. And there was trading going on, there was laughter, that we had cousins looking over these shells and detail at all of its intricacies and different sizes and variations. And I was thinking, man, that sounds a lot like what we do with cards. And just the joys of going back to the basics of enjoying cards and trading and having fun and just looking carefully at raw cards, and just that enjoyment and passion that even my 5-year-old had for a silly little seashell. And it was convicting to me because I thought, man, that's what I want to have as a collector. Do I have that same fire for collecting as my 5-year-old son does for a seashell? And so part of this summer I've talked about is going back to the basics and really slowing down and enjoying my collection. And so one of the things I was thinking about is, what does that look like in light of just seeing my son at the beach? And so I was thinking about, what does it look like to do a trade? I think the last trade I did was, 3 or 4 months ago, and it was great. What does it look like to just sit and play with my cards and have them all drawn out? I haven't done that in a while. What does it look like just to simply look at all the intricate details on all the cards that I currently have and enjoying those? And so that's something that was on my heart as I went into a week of just rest and vacation, and I'm coming back. And so I wanted to share with you a few pickups I've made along the way, and then in light of my just thoughts, I'd love to just share a few cards. If you're interested in trading, great, love to just reach out. And, if there's some stuff you have for trade, please let me know. I'd love to share that with you, and it'd be fun just to connect regardless. So anyways, thanks for watching, guys, and I'll show some cards. Keep running the straight race. Okay, wanted to share a few cards that I picked up and then a handful of cards that would definitely be interested in trading in, so please let me know. So kicking things off, shout out to Mark Stuff of Greatness, the Stuff of Greatness. I had bought this Al Kaline from him that ticks off another Al Kaline. This is the 67 Topps card. Beautiful colors. Really a cool looking card. Looks like spring training for Al Kaline. So super grateful to pick that up. Probably be headed to SGC here. I don't know when I'm going to do SGC, but have a ton of stuff on the docket for that. But then Mark, being the great guy he is, knew I was a track and field guy, so said, you know what? I've been looking for someone to get a home for these displays. So this is a Golden Sporting Shoe Company display for a running shoe. Just really cool little advert. Thanks, Matt. Hope you enjoy. Super awesome, you Mark. Little cardboard display piece. Looks like it came from the original box of the shoe. So, don't know a whole lot about this, but just a fun little piece. Need to figure out how to display that as well. And then the other one, this is where it really gets pretty cool as well. Here is the golden jumping shoe, and you can see the track spike as well from Chicago. So love that. Another cool little advert. So some fun vintage track and field pieces. Always fun when you can get some pieces that are very unique. So anyways, wanted to share with you guys a few different little trade pieces. I'll kind of jump all over the place. A lot of baseball, not a lot of baseball, a lot of track and field, a couple swimming, and we'll go from there. So little 72 Kaline. 72 is growing on me. So that's a cool card. Here's a 1956 Topps George Kell PSA 5. For those that know, I am mainly an SGC guy, not opposed to PSA, but that's just how it's done. And Rob, Baseball Time Traveler, given me a Kell, so now I had an extra Kell. So that's up for trade. A few other cards. National Licorice. This is Bud Goodwin, Olympic champion. Amazing colors. I mean, these cards are awesome. I was going to list these on eBay, but would rather trade them to someone in the community. This Chaz Daniels, again, these colors are unbelievable. Super cool National Licorice. And then just quickly, I believe it's 1925 Turf Cigarettes, the race walking, excuse me. Then throwing the javelin. Love that crowd in the background. Very cool. And then last from that little lot is the hammer throw. Look at that. That's pretty cool. It just feels very old school. It's like a man's man type sport. Going to some more track and field. These are the black and whites. This is one of my favorites. I have this card already, just graded. Here's the Harold Abrahams. In the I believe it's 29 or 28, Geoffrey Phillips. And then the Turf Cigarettes, or Churchman Cigarettes, Kings of Speed. Got several of the track and field athletes there. Forrest Towns, that's a really cool shot of him hurdling. Here's Whitlock, and I've got a couple of those in PSA slabs, SGC slabs at Jesse Owens and the Pavo Nurmi. And then last, I thought I'd share a couple of cool cards. This is the Babe Dietrichson. She's an Olympic champion from the 1936 Olympics. This is the Mühlen Frank set from Germany. And then I love this card. I mean, man, I think this needs to find a good home to someone, but this is the Boys in the Boat 1936 Olympic champions. Great story, even better. Go read the book But anyways, if you're interested, let me know. Would love to do some trading and just enjoy the hobby and get back to the basics of what it should be. Thanks for watching and keep running the straight race.